Hello and welcome to another edition of Yes 101's Visual Radio for the Newsfirst team. I'm Nitini De Silva.
Newsfirst headline.
In local news, heat advisory issued by Sri Lanka's Met Department. Electricity and petroleum declared essential services. Mandatory appointments for Department of Motor Traffic Services. In news overseas, Prime Minister Lee to visit Melbourne for Singapore-Australia Annual Leaders Meeting, ASEAN Special Summit. And in cricket, Sears call up for Rook Conway to miss start of IPL due to thumb surgery. Moving on to the top story this hour. The Department of Meteorology in Sri Lanka has issued a heat advisory urging caution for residents in several regions due to the elevated levels of heat currently being felt by the human body. Areas affected include the Northwestern Province, Western Province, Southern Province, Sabaragamuwa Province, Anuradhapura District and Mana District. Individuals working outdoors should prioritize working from shaded areas and minimize direct exposure to sunlight whenever possible. Elderly individuals and those with pre-existing medical conditions are urged to exercise extra caution during this time and limit strenuous activities. Moving on to more local news, the Sri Lankan government has declared the supply of electricity and petroleum as essential services through a special gazette notification signed by Secretary to the President Saman Ekanayake. In other local news, the Department of Motor Traffic has implemented a mandatory appointment system for all service seekers effective today. This new system applies to all district officers nationwide as announced by the Commissioner General of Motor Traffic, Nishantha Weerasinghe. To schedule an appointment, individuals can utilize the dedicated phone number provided by the department, and additionally, services remain accessible online through the official website www.dept.appointments.gov.lk.
International news.
Moving on to international news, Singapore's Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong will visit Melbourne from the 4th of March to the 6th of March. This is for the 9th Singapore-Australia Annual Leaders Meeting and the ASEAN-Australia Special Summit. The ASEAN-Australia Special Summit will commemorate 50 years of dialogue relations between the bloc and the country.
Sports news.
Moving on to sports news, Ben Sears is in line to make his test debut against Australia in the second test in Christchurch after Will O'Rourke was ruled out due to a hamstring injury, while Devon Conway is set to miss at least the first half of the IPL after undergoing surgery on his fractured left thumb. Now, New Zealand coach Gary Stead said there was no consideration given to recalling the retired Neil Wagner after the team gave him a send-off in Wellington following the 172-run loss to Australia. And that's a wrap of this edition of Yes 101's Visual Radio. Thank you for listening.